Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you guys today talking about 79 different alternate investment platforms that you guys can use for yourself to grow your money, man. Grow that money. So many times you ask me, Erica, where are you putting your money? Where are you putting your money? Okay. I'm going to show you some today. All right. But if you want to know how I ladder the income, it is in the Financial Freedom Starts at the Basement course. So let's get kicking. All right, so I'm going to share with you the screen. This is an overview of all of them. You can go to that website, check it out. Also, we're not going to hit all 79. We're going to hit a bulk of them, though. So let's check that out. I'm so excited you guys are here today. If you have questions, definitely get them in there. I'll check on the comments. All right, we're sharing our screen on this Monday. All right. So let me know if you guys can see the screen. Hopefully you can. Listen, we are tapping into Side Hustle Nation website for this. So I want you to go there and give them a nice little thumbs up or whatever you want, because it's a good article. And it's the best for me to do that's free in comparison to my course. Some of you are like, I ain't got the money, Erica. That's fine. I want you growing yourself so that you can have the money. So let's get into it. All right, investing. You already know it's talking about what people think is boring, but look, I want you to review this stuff for yourself. I want you to study it for yourself when you get in there. And these are the top 4 things that are so important. What is your current financial situation? Some of y'all need to just sit down with a pen and paper. How much money comes out at the beginning of the month? How much is coming in? Just you gotta really be honest and see. Right? So you gotta check yourself and go, okay, where am I at on this? How is this getting along for me? Is this getting better or is this getting worse? Current financial situation, right? All right. Next one is your near-term money needs. Now, a lot of times people say, Erica, well, I got this money on the side. I'm gonna do this and that. And I go, well, what money do you need next month for your bills? If you get a lump sum $10,000, but you need $3 grand of it every month for the next 3 months, you're out of $10,000. So you got to plan accordingly. What are your investment goals? Are you looking for cash flow or long-term appreciation, tax advantages? These are really important questions, you guys, because here's the thing. If you get a lump sum of money, let's say you flip a house and you take that money and divide it over some bank certificates for the next 6 months so you can have consistent income and don't just spend up all the money, that's a great thing. That's cash flow. But if you're looking for how can I get tax write-off because the government's going to tax me on this money, you also need to be out for that. So your risk tolerance, is this play money or is this retirement money you're focusing on? I'm probably going to do a separate video where a woman said, is $300,000 enough to retire on? Yes and no, depends on what she invested in. So, all right, so here are the broad categories, and I love how they've set this up, but it's real estate, peer-to-peer lending, business investing, startup investing, business brokerages, alternative currencies, and I would even include Bitcoin in that, hedge funds and private equity, social trading platforms, robo advisors. All right, ready? Spoken. Let's get in here. All right, real estate investing. Now, many times you're going to hear, I'm just paraphrasing them for some of these articles, what he's writing here, but wholesaling, traditional renters, house hacking, which is Airbnb, all these other things. Now, but let's keep it simple. If you're shooting for 10 to 20%, REITs are a great way to go. They just are. And if you've watched this channel before, REITs.com is the site I always recommend for you guys because you can study it for yourself and not just take my word on it. Fundrise. I love Fundrise. It's for non-accredited investors, 8 to 12%. Go check it out. Ground Floor. It's a private lending crowd space, kind of the same thing, non-accredited. You can start with just $10 a project. $10 a project. So everybody, yes, thank you, Superman and Clark Kent. Please hit the like button, y'all. I appreciate it. All right, Rich Uncles. Rich Uncles REITs is a growing portfolio of income-producing properties. 7%. Your minimum investment is just $500, and they pay dividends every month. So I know some of y'all are like, "What's up?" All right, so Reality Mobile. It's another one I've talked about on this channel often, but you need $1,000. So again, as we're going down the list, remember, where's your price point? Is it 500? Is it 1,000? Is it $10? You got to be in there. So roof stock, okay? This is with as little as $20,000. You can make some real money, right? So its gross yields at 8 to 20%, and it's turnkey rental properties. So a lot of you have come on the channel and say, Erica, I don't want to physically own rental properties, but I would love to get the dividends and returns. This is a perfect opportunity for you to move money. Like Cardi B says, make your money move. You don't have to dance anymore. All right. All right. So we're going to slide on down. Home unions on there. Now, this is where it gets different. Many of you are not going to fit in this category, but this is for accredited investors. That means someone who is making 100,000 to 250,000 a year, more on the 250,000 a year mark, has $1 million or so in net worth, and that means positive. So it's not just a person who owns a house and they got some extra income. It's a lot more than that. So you can Google accredited investor for yourself, but here's some opportunities for people who are accredited investors. Just in case they come by this video: Reality Shares, Real Crowd, City Best, and these are big ones right here. So look at the numbers they're investing at: $10,000, $5,000, $50,000 minimums, $5,000, $5,000, $25,000. So this is for people who, Erica, they're really taking it. They're a football player, they're whatever. This is how a lot of football players, if they were focused or really had people that were beside them that were focused, could easily take $1 million, put it aside, and he consistently get, 10% on that million, get 100,000 a year and live his life. Just straight up. Okay. So, all right. Now back to other investments. Raw land, to me, it's a good deal because, my family, we talk about how we put trailers on stuff, keeps it simple. All right, everybody. I see you on there. Thank you. Thank you. Superman Clark Kent. Okay. Keep going. Tax liens. I love the tax liens. Tax liens. I have a course on it. The course is always underneath the links in the description of this channel. But tax liens are a great alternative investment. Now, this saying on here 18 to 15%, but it's sometimes 18. It's 18% off the gate OTCs in Florida. You know that if you have the course, also 25%. Okay. So again, tax liens. Now, this is for UK investors, which is interesting. I like that they put it in there. It's, property partners, property moves. That's great for our UK people. There you go. Peer-to-peer lending. All right. Peer-to-peer lending. I'm a big advocate for peer-to-peer lending. I put a significant amount of money into Lending Club. I know people on average who have about 25,000 on Lending Club, getting about $500 to $100 a month. So imagine if this woman that I'm going to do a separate video on says I have 300,000 to retire. Well, if she would have put 250,000 at least into Lending Club, depending on her notes, she'd get a $5,000 check monthly, right? So that's a part of it. She could do that, but always you want to diversify your money that you're receiving. So there's Prosper, and that's Lending Club. Again, back with the UK investors. It's their version of it. Again, business lending. Here's where you're like, yes, I want to put my money into a business that's growing. And it's just like, and this gives you something separate. So this one is called Kick Further. Kick Further can help you support growing companies by lending them money on purchase order back inventory. So these small businesses are offering kind of, they're putting all their cash into their company. So sometimes they're just running low, right? So 5 to 20% interest on that helps them acquire inventory. It helps them grow. You're helping that company, and you're actually part of a business. And then when you say part of a business, it's more like investing. And then another one here is, if you go down here, another one is called Thin Cats. This is for if you want to invest in Britain or Australian businesses, and Lending Crowd, which is also for British businesses. So again, up higher, accredited investors, funding circle. So a really great one is Dr. Keon Meadows, and he has actual show on here. They interviewed him. He's a great guy. He's a doctor, and he talks about putting money into here and how to get 5 to 20% back. It's really important. So they have other business lending sites, where short-term capital, 7 to 12%, and franchises. You guys can really structure a whole retirement here if you wanted to. So again, We're not going to do every single one on here, but we're going to do as much as we can. So startup and small business investing. Look at that. Net Capital, Republic, WeFunder. These are all sites we've talked about before on this channel that are super important. And you can start with WeFunder with $100. Net Capital with $99. So there's a way for you to invest in all these opportunities, and you don't need a rich uncle, and you don't need a bunch of money. The thing of it is you have to get started. So many times people will say, you know, how do I get there? How do I get there, right? How do I get the money moving? How do I grow the money, right? So it's very important for you guys to figure that out. Figure out how much you need for income monthly, right? That's that freedom number we're always talking about on this channel. What's your freedom number? Is it 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month? Then you need a combination on here on this website, because there's over 79 sites. But you get a choice here of what you can put together for yourself. Hey, CJ. Hey, Tim Fizzer. Thanks for catching in on the show. But again, as we go down, and I'm going to scroll back up just one more time so you can see how many we've done so far. We're talking about real estate investing here, turnkey properties. Skipping over that because those are accredited. Then raw land, tax liens, peer-to-peer lending. Boom, rolling through. Again, more for European people. Business lending. You want to become the bank. That's how you become the bank, is you become the person lending the money. So kick further. Thin Cats, lending crowd. Funding circle, we've talked about that. So again, we're going to go down. Again, if you want to get into startups, you want to be a mini venture capitalist, great. You know, there you go. $100, $99, right? So keep scrolling down. Now, again, this is where it goes to accredited investors. We talked about on this channel how not many people are going to be in that space. Angels List, Circle Up, Ag Funder. This is for agricultural ones, right? So far they've raised $32 million from 3,000 investors. But here's the kicker: the minimum investment is $100,000. So it's a different kind of animal. So again, these are for accredited investors. Now, flipping it down, business brokerage. So this is one, if you have a little bit more time on your hands, you could kind of buy outright. So here it is, Empire Flippers. It's where you're doing $10,000 to $1 million range. It's buying and selling quality websites, ones that are actually making money. You're talking about those Shopify sites. You're talking about those small businesses that are actually making money. So another one, if you kind of go further down, and here on this channel, on this show, they have a show with Justin Cook about how that works. So other options to find and buy businesses are Flippa, FBA Broker, FE International, Buy Biz Sell. And if you know this channel, you've been on this channel, I talk about Biz Buy Sell so much, it's ridiculous, but I love it. Quiet Light Brokerage. It's a marketplace for 6 to 7 figure e-commerce. Amazon FBA. I mean, these are really great sites for if you want to buy someone's business. You're like, Erica, I want to jump into the ground running. These are opportunities. Here you go. We had to get to it. Alternative currency investments. All right. So you got Coinbase, where everybody and their mom is hollering about Bitcoin. Now you saw how many we went through before we even got to alternative currencies. There's so many other options. So don't get stuck into the Bitcoin madness. There's a million ways to win. All right. So again, that goes over Bitcoin, and I'm not going to go over that. I want you guys to go check this website out. I'm going to write a blog article about it. I want you guys to check that out. All right. Hedge funds and private equity. So they have a lot of accredited investor stuff and non-accredited hedge funds, ETFs. So, you should know a little bit about that if you've watched this channel. Social trading platforms. eToro has more than 5 million members. Look at that. I mean, we could play the video, but we do that. It's not yet open to U.S. investors, but again, if we have a few military people who watch this channel and they are they're asking what they can invest in while they're overseas, here you go. All right, Robo Investors. Again, if you watch this channel or you took any of the courses, Robo Investors are somewhat like your Acorn app, your Stash app, your Quova app, right? Where they're basically kind of doing it for you, right? So Betterment is along that. It's the largest and one of the biggest, right? So it says they'll help you get about 2% more than the average broker, the average investor, because what you're picking, you may like, you may like Chipotle, you may like, you may like certain shoe brands. And so you're picking based off things in your marketplace that are popular. So again, you see the other options: Wealthfront, Future Advisor, Hedgeable, and Nutmeg. Nutmeg, which is a funny name, but it's a UK-based one. So that was 79 different investing platforms. That was a lot. It was a mouthful. But I want you guys to definitely go check out Side Hustle Nation. This is a great article. They put together a great thing. I mean, if you're looking at this and you're saying, Erica, I want to put together a way that I can have $4,000 to $5,000 off to the side, and go towards retirement, this is a way to do it. Again, the question I was telling you about earlier, I saw on Facebook about a woman saying, is $300,000 enough to retire on? Could be, could not be. If she's talking about owning all rentals, very possible. If she's talking about moving money into different levels like this, then yes. So did you guys have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing the screen here, but you see how thick this is. This one is a ton of stuff on here. It's absolutely loaded. So any questions before we kind of kick out for today? This was a short one. I just wanted to make sure you guys got on there and saw that opportunity there. And hey, oh man, Drake is your last name, I think. Sorry about that. I'm gonna kill the first name. All right. DM Brown, what are your thoughts on precious metals? Okay, I am a big believer in silver and gold, but I only have silver mostly because I used to give it to my nephews. Like if they'd be like, hey, I want $20, I'd give them this little thin value of $20 silver bar. I think it's very important. It's a good diversifier in your portfolio. But at the end of the day, like, there was a video that's got really popular on the internet where the woman went into Subway with a $4,000 gold coin, and the person was like, no, we can't take that. Of course, it's Subway, right? So people kind of are like obsessing about gold and silver, and it has to be in a way that you can use it. Now, I've been to gun shows where people have used silver. I've seen that. That actually works. And some people can be on Craigslist and they'll take silver. In different groups, they'll take silver. So my thoughts on precious metals is, yeah, if you want to go ahead and own some gold and silver, great, but more silver than gold because just cost and opportunity to exchange it. Another thing people don't realize is like when you take your car to the junkyard, they're trying to get the metal out of the engine, the metal out of everywhere. That's also a precious metal to the junkyard, right? So it depends on how your thoughts on it as a future investment for yourself. CJ, what is your availability for a follow-up 1-hour phone call consultation session? It just depends, CJ. It depends on the day. I usually only try to do 3 calls max a day because for a while I was doing 10 and it was wearing me out. So again, if you purchase consult package, you will get an email from me right away. So, or within an hour. So thanks for a great article. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. And I don't even know how to say your name, but it's KRACTA8. Big Dre, nice info. Thank you, Dre. Sassy Moxon, too. You've done it again. Valuable info. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Again, when you ask me, where do I put my money? Again, it's always in the Financial Freedom Starts at the Basement course. I show you what I do and where I invest, and it's all about laddering it, man. It's literally, you could just take $100 as you saw and invest in different startups on there. You take $100 and put it in a monthly dividend stock. You can take $100 and do a lot with. Because a lot of times what people do is they go, well, I only have small money to invest, so I don't invest. So what happens when people look up 10 years from now? They've never invested because they had a small amount to invest. And I told you guys when I worked for Lowe's, how we had people who worked 10, 13 years. They would basically keep investing because Lowe's would put you at 1% automatically unless you change it. But Lowe's would match you up to 6%. So a lot of people who took advantage of the 6% match, great opportunities. So let's see. All right, another one. CJ, thank you. Mr. Clyde, what do you think about the 52-week savings plan? So Mr. Clyde, here's my only issue with savings plans. I think they're great. I mean, if it helps you build, discipline, great opportunity. But here's what I think: 9 times out of 10, if we don't put our money into something, somewhat of a forced saving, quote unquote, for some people, they will spend the money. And I've heard it 9 times out of 10 where people are like, oh, I tried to save money, and then I had an emergency. My car had an emergency. This had an emergency. That's life. And if you don't put it away in a certain proportions, you always have an emergency. You'll have a clothes emergency. You'll have a laptop emergency. You'll have all kinds of emergencies. So you have to be careful. But I do think if a saving plans help you build up your discipline, even better. Tim Visor, thank you, Tim. Sassy Watson 2, do you do face-to-face? Do you do face-to-face consults? Actually, I was in Raleigh, North Carolina, flying home from North Carolina, and I did, yes. So, it's super awesome. It was, it's rare, but yeah, I think in the future I'll do more of them. I just don't know. Were there any other questions about this 79 different alternative investments? And a lot of people who are the video I'm going to do later about Remy Sethi said never be an internet marketer. It's funny because it's spot on. It's like all these people run around saying, I got money, let me show you my accounts. And here's the funny thing. I've actually had my identity stolen when I first moved to Texas, showing accounts right here on this YouTube. So again, when people ask you to show your accounts or show your money, it's someone who's a bum loser. They want to see if they can steal some information from you. It happens all the time. And so whenever people say that in any comment section, I'm like, yeah, that's someone who's a bum. So that's why I don't always show my Prosper or Lending Club account unless you can do, a way to do it. All right, so let's see here. All right, so Tim said, would you come to Hawaii and do a face-to-face? Tim, the funny thing is our family's doing our corporate vacation in Hawaii, I think, this year, but that's a family corporate vacation. So we usually are either on a boat, Carnival Cruise, which we've been doing Carnival Cruise since I was 15 years old. So we've been doing it for about 15 years. Yeah, thank you, exactly. Please go away, troll. We're doing it for about 15 years. And it's like, whew, it's exhausting. But it's a great vacation. So anytime you have trolls come on your channel, you're doing something right. And they're still watching. That's the funny part. What a loser. So anyway, all right, everybody, look, this is Erica from Classy Climb Blog. We're keeping this one short today. But again, review this video. Actually, the link is going to be in the description for where I got this actual article where we follow these different opportunities. There's countless articles. Tim, where I'm going to look. Hey, listen, Carnival will beat you up if you do that. But look, you guys, again, if you want to speak to me, any kind of consult, you already know the consult buttons are always below. I'm putting it in the comment section right now. Make sure I put it in there right. And that way, if you guys want to talk to me, there you go. Also, description's always below. Everybody have a great Monday. Once you get out there, be strong. You guys have a great day.